Why, hello there. All right, just making sure I still have your attention. All right, guys, welcome back. We are continuing our lesson talking about ordered pairs and coordinate planes. And today is actually a very short lesson. There's only 10 problems, and I'm only doing the evens with you. We're going to do the evens together, and you're going to do the odds on your own, which means we're only going over 5 of them. It's kind of a special math because there's not as much algorithms and math that we're actually doing. It's more about checking out and analyzing some things. So I have some reminders for you. Number one, we're definitely going to practice analyzing our graph. What is the X? What is the Y? What is this graph even about? We need to check out the title. There's going to be titles on our Y-axis, on our X-axis. I want to use this as a little example for you before we hop into our Pearson lesson. But they created a coordinate plane based on data in a chart. So we're going to be taking ordered pairs and we're going to be making them into a chart ourselves. And for this example, they're talking about the kitty cat. And they're saying on the cat, the ratio of the eyes to nose is 2 to 1. And this is how you would read this. Every time the cat has 2 eyeballs, it also has 1 nose. And that sounds funny when you're hearing it. And the rest of the data, just stay with me. Use your imagination. Now, every time the cat has 4 eyes, kind of weird, it has blank noses. Well, again, part of these charts and the ordered pairs is trying to find a pattern. And this should be a review. We've done this in class, but hopefully I'm going to refresh your memory. So if we look at 2, 4, 6, 8, 1, blank, 3, 4, what would be the patterns here? I know this is counting by 2s, 2, 4, 6, 8. This is counting by 1s. So for every time the cat has 4 eyes, it's really going to have 2 noses. Kind of weird. All right, and it'll continue. Every time the cat has 6 eyes, it'll have 3 noses, and every time it has 8 eyes, it'll have 4 noses. So use your imagination and stay with me on that one. We're going to head into our Pearson lesson. We are working at 14.3, and it's solving those ordered pairs, but using some kind of different kind of word problems. Alrighty, so first I'm going to check this out. It says Allison, and shout out to Allison. I always get excited when y'all's names are in here. Can hike 2 miles in 1 hour. At what speed and how far would she walk in 7 hours? So they kind of made it into a chart. They said, okay, for 1 hour, she went 2 miles. For 2 hours, she walked 4 miles. And for 3 hours, she walked 6 miles. That data is the exact same as it is in here, okay? So Allison's hike, we're going to check out the title. That's what it's all about. The x-axis says it's her timed walk in hours. Her y-axis says it's her distance walked in miles. So we're going to start at the OG. And every time she walked for 1 hour, that equaled out to be 2 miles in distance. So that's the same thing that we just read right there, but it's in 2 different kind of forms. They organized it 2 different ways. I'll continue one more time. You start the OG. Every time that she walked 2 hours, she really had a distance of 4 miles. So we're going to be using that practice into play. Alrighty? It says, find the missing coordinates and then tell what the points represent. Let's continue for number 2. First, we're going to check out that title. It says earnings. Now, there's 2 other titles. Did you find them? There's a title for the x-axis, and there's a title for the y-axis, and those are super, super important. So earnings, that has to do with some money, some ka-ching-ching. So let's check it out. Nancy's earnings, so if we start at the OG, every time that she made $8, Anna's earnings, she made $12. Well, good for you, Anna. Nancy, you need to step it up. All right, we're going to start the OG again. And every time that Nancy made $16, Anna made $24. Loving it. We're going to keep going. Every time that Nancy made $24, Anna made $36. Now here's our missing one. So we're gonna put that into a chart form so we can see it a little better. Let's do our last one. When Nancy made $40, Anna made $60. So Nancy, you need to make an adjustment or something, sweetie. Okay, so we're going to take all those ordered pairs and we're going to create it into an XY chart. Just like the example one had it up here, okay? Alrighty, so our first coordinate, or our ordered pair, excuse me, let me erase some of this, is 8, comma 12. So it's going to be 8 and then 12. And just a reminder, a refresher, remember that when an ordered pair is created, the X always comes before the Y. So just like in our alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, the X comes before the Y, and that's how we would get it there. All right, our next ordered pair was 16, comma 24. So 16, 24. All right, we're going to continue. The next ordered pair on there was 24, comma 36. 24, 36. All righty. The next ordered pair was XY, so that's something that we need to find. The last one on the very end there was 40, comma 60. Alrighty. So we have to kind of be very mindful of our patterns. Just like when it came to this kitty cat one, we noticed that there was a pattern along all of the X's, and it counted by 2's, and on all the Y's, it counted by 1. So let's take a look at this first one. So we have 8, 16, 24. The numbers are increasing. They're getting bigger, which means there's 2 operations that can help our numbers get bigger. Do you remember what they are? Our 4 operations are to multiply, divide, add, and subtract. So 2 things that could make numbers bigger are to add and to multiply. So let's think here. 8, either times what or plus what will get us to 16. Let's do 8 times 2. Let's just check this out for a minute. I know 8 times 2 is 16, but is 16 times 2, because let's see, that worked out. Is 16 times 2 24? I don't think so. Let's do some math over here. 2 times 6 is 12. Put down that 2, carry the 1. 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1. Nope, that's way too big. So it's not going to be to times 2. So let's see if it's going to be plus. I do know that 8 plus 8 does equal 16. Now I just got to see, does 16 plus 8, is that going to equal my 24? Let's check it out. 8 plus 6, and again, if we want to count up, we can. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm going to put down my 4, carry up the 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. Yeah, baby. All right, we got to 24. We're going to continue that pattern so we can find those missing numbers. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to do 24 plus 8 because that's my pattern. I'm going from here to here, and now I got to find my X. So 8 plus 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Put down that 2, carry up the 1. 2 plus 1 is 3, so this could possibly be 32. I'm thinking it is. Let's kind of continue the pattern just to make sure. Let's do 32 plus 8, and hopefully we get 40. 8 plus 2 is 10. Put down that 0, carry up the 1. 3 plus 1 is 40. Alrighty. So that is correct. That was our pattern. Our pattern was plus 8, which means our missing X coordinate is going to be 32. Now, we got to find our Y. This is not the same pattern as the one above, so we got to check it out. I'm going to kind of reset all my math over here. Alrighty. So either 12, 24, 36. Again, the numbers are getting bigger. They're increasing. So we either know that we're going to either add or we're going to multiply. So what do I know about, maybe it's going to be 12 times 2. Because I do know 12 times 2 is 24, but 24 times 2, like if that is my pattern, would that equal 36? I don't know. Let's do the math just in case. 4 times 2 is 8. 2 times 2 is 4. We're looking for 24, so we know it's not going to be times 2. Let's try to add now. Let's see. 12 plus what will get us to 24? 12 plus 12 is 24. So if I continue with this plus 12 pattern, let's see what happens when we get 24 plus 12. 4 plus 2 is 6. 2 plus 1 is 3. That's 36. That's awesome. So let's continue with our plus 12 pattern, and let's try to find that Y. So we have 24 plus 12. 4 plus 2 is 6. 2 plus 1 is, oops, I just did that one. Sorry about that. We need to do 36 plus 12. Why does it seem so familiar? All right, 6 plus 2 is 8. 3 plus 1 is 4. So I'm thinking it's going to be 48. But let's just double check. See here. We got to do 48 plus 12. All righty. 8 plus 2 is 10. Put down the 0. Carry the 1. 4 plus 1 is 5. Plus 1 is 6. So, ka-ching. That means our missing x and y coordinate is going to be 32, comma, 48. So that was a really good little refresher. Now, what I love most about the next problem, and you're very lucky because number 4 piggybacks off of number 3. So we can't do number 4 unless we do number 3. And number 3 piggybacks off of number 2, what we just did. So let's take a look. It says, write the coordinates of another, oops, get over here, of another point on the line in exercise 2. Then plot and label the points on the graph. So I'll go back to that graph in a minute. But it says that we need to find another point on here. So if we wanted to continue with this pattern, our next point that we could find could be in this bubble over here. Well, let's continue using our same patterns. If our x-axis pattern was plus 8, what is 40 plus 8? 48. And if we continue with this pattern, and it was all plus 12 for our y-axis, what is 60 plus 12? That's going to be 72. So that's our next plot. Now let's check out number 4. It says, what does the ordered pair for the point that you found in exercise 3 even represent? So the points that we just found in this one was 48, comma, 72. Sorry, it's kind of sloppy. And they're saying, what do those numbers even mean? Hashtag, analyze your graph. What is the x? What is the y? Hashtag, what is this graph even about? We need to go back and look at our titles. So let's take a look here. So I'm going to come over here to my chart. I'm going to erase some stuff because we got a little fancy. Now, we found it was going to be 48, comma, 72. So I'm going to start at the OG. I'm going to crawl 48, and I'm going to stand 72. 48, comma, 72. So what do those numbers even mean? Well, think about when we were explaining it before. That anything that's in the X represents Nancy. Anything that's in that Y represents Anna. So in the beginning, if we had 8, comma, 12, that meant that every time Nancy made $8, Anna made $12. Which means, to answer number 4, this is what the points mean. The points mean that Nancy made $48 when Anna made $72. So that's something that you can write here, and I'm okay if you put Nancy equals $48 and Anna equals $72. That's what that means. Alrighty, believe it or not, we're almost done. We just got a couple more questions to go. Alrighty, number 6. I'm going to zoom in. Number 6 says, describe what one of the points represent. So number 6 piggybacks off of number 7 or number 5. Lucky for you, I'm actually not doing that, or lucky for me, actually. I'm not going to be doing that one. But it does tell me, what do the points mean? I'm just going to pick one of them. I'm going to pick the first one. Well, we have to come back and look at this chart, okay? Even though they're not filled in, we could still answer this. What do we have to do? We have to analyze our graph. We have to see, what is this graph even about? We're going to check out the title, and we're going to check out the titles for the X and the Y axes, okay? So let's check it out. Oh, this is all money driven. Now this one's talking about Jamie's earnings. We have her hours that she worked, and then the Y represents how much money she actually made. So number 6 says, describe what one of the points represent. I just picked the first one because it was the first one. Alrighty, so if I come over here and I start at my 0, and I crawl 1, and I stand 6, what does this point even mean? Well, again, we got to read our X and our Y. This means that Jamie, when she worked 1 hour, she earned how much money? $6. Oh, she makes $6 an hour. We'll be praying for you, Jamie. All right, so that's that one. It's all about analyzing the graph, okay? All right, we have 2 more to go. Number 8, it says, complete the sentence using one of the terms below. We have x-axis, y-axis, and our origin, aka the OG. On the coordinate grid, the blank is horizontal. You guys, let me grab one of these, actually. So, here's a grid. We have our y-axis, we have our x-axis. Which one is horizontal? Which one's vertical? You guys remember? Remember, vert is like how high you can jump up. So vertical is up and down. The horizon, the sun, when it comes up on the ocean, you could see the horizon, and it's this way, it's long ways. Which means that which one is horizontal? The x-axis. And you could totally circle it. I'm going to write it in. But as you can see on here, the x-axis is going horizontal. All right, you guys, we are down to our last problem. Let's check it out. Okay, it says, what does the point 3, 10 represent on the graph at the right? All righty, so again, just to piggyback, we need to analyze our graph. They want to know what 3, 10 even means. So if we want to find out what that means, we need to ask ourselves, what is this graph even about? We're going to check out the title, and we're going to check out the titles for both the X and the Y-axis, all right? Let's check out this title. It says rainfall on Sunshine Elementary. Okay, so how much rain falls? All these numbers on the bottom represent the months. And then all these numbers over here represents the total rainfall in IN. What is IN? Inches, okay? So let me just talk to myself about it. So, let's see here. In month 1, or in 1 month, it's right underneath the 4. So it rained about probably 3 inches of rain. Okay, so that also means in 2 months, it rained, it's like in between, if it's counting by 4, 6, 8, it's got to be probably around 5. All right, so what's our question asking us? 3, 10. What does 3, 10 represent? Well, let's take a look. Let's continue with that. Start at the OG. We're going to crawl 3 in 3 months. Let's go up till we reach the dot. It rained, right in the middle. Well, what do you guys think that is? We have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I see what they're doing here. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they're kind of skip counting and counting by 2s. They just don't have all the numbers there. So a good strategy would be to fill those in. So that means in 3 months, it rained 10 inches of rainfall. That might have tricked you because the number 10 wasn't even on there. But let's see if we could find which one that is. Well, first of all, within finding my no-nos, I'm looking for numbers 3 and 10. This says 10 and 7. That does not even have the numbers. This one says 10 and 3, so maybe this one says 3 and 10, so maybe 3 and 7. No. And actually, Miss Kujawa is not supposed to mark on the bubbles. Put it right at the end of it. All right, we've narrowed down our no-nos. We've got it down to B or C. So is it B, after 3 months, the total rainfall was 10 inches? I like it. Or is it after 10 months, the total rainfall was 3 inches? Well, again, after we've checked out our titles and we analyzed our graph, we know that B, bubble beautifully, is the correct answer. After 3 months, the rainfall was 10 inches. All right, you guys, you're a lovely audience. You're going to now finish the rest. You only have 5 problems, almost like 4 because we did some of the odds together. And finish the odds on your own, and I'll see you on Zoom. Make sure you guys submit that into Notability. Bye, guys.